Hey everyone, I'm Sumangshu. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Brew.studio. We built this platform to help engineering teams shorten their time to market. This demo is about how the product works. So let's get started. You come onto the platform as usual and you sign in. You have the ability to create all your projects, which is your home page also. We list down all your projects that you're creating over here. You can add as many repositories you wish to under each project. This caters to both monolith apps and microservices alike, so that whenever you are talking about a change request, Brew is able to think through all the code that you write across your repositories. When you click on on a project, you land onto this page where you are able to where we list down all the requirements that you have created in the beginning. We also have this button that you can click to create a new requirement for yourself. Uh, this is about writing a new requirement or a change request that you're thinking about in the software in just natural language. We want you to be as detailed as possible, as specific as possible, provide do's and don'ts, and maybe examples if possible, the generic guidelines of prompt engineering, I would say. You go ahead and click the analyze requirement button, and the Brew agent behind the scene is going to get into a loop of understanding how the requirement impacts the current source code. So we're going to go ahead and check how the screen looks. Uh, so this is where we land. This is the impact analysis screen where the requirement is defined. Brew has created a executive summary for you to understand the high level overview of how this requirement impacts the current code. It also kind of profiles the amount of impact that is going to be generated, the number of files that you're going to touch, the risk that this may introduce. It's going to finally also show you the impact categorized by the front end, the back end, and the database. Moving on, we can view any details in the backend impact analysis that it has created. All the results that it generates, Brew generates, is allowed to be supervised by humans or users as such. You can edit a original impact item that Brew has created to either enhance it, or you can simply choose to completely ignore it, keeping you in full control. Yeah, this is how the form to impact item looks. You can update the existing one. You can recreate to fill in all the details automatically through the same Brew agent, and you can submit the details. Once you do that, you can also see that we are highlighting the risks and mitigations for you. We mark it by the severity that it may hold. We clearly describe what the risk is like. In this specific use case, you're talking about the user being able to bypass a particular paywall, which is kind of going to impact the revenue directly. So it's identified as a business risk. We also kind of suggest a mitigation strategy for you to understand how you can probably avoid this risk. Although all of this is kept in supervised mode still, you can choose to edit, ignore, and as pointed out before. Yeah. All of the changes that you do are finally kind of collected or grouped under a revision that you can review at once. This review is about keeping an audit trail for all the changes that you've been thinking about with your team on this requirement. This allows Brew to understand or keep the requirement in a two-way sync. Let's say you keep updating the impact analysis, and Brew kind of ensures that the requirement is also constantly updated with it, so that the source of truth, that is the change request that was initially generated, is kind of up to date. For every revision that you create, we are going to update the requirement. Once you are done with all the revisions, you can also generate an implementation plan for you. This is based off all the inputs that you have given to Brew agent, all the impact analysis that it initially identified. So that the prompt that you finally supply or give to your software engineer or AI coding agent is quite close to the real world scenario, keeping it context debt free. We ensure that we clearly write what the goal of the requirement is, what additional files are to understand from. We kind of go about reinforcing this through current behavior from the code and assumptions that need to be followed. We again talk about examples so that the AI coding agents are able to easily understand or clearly understand the requirement, because examples kind of work a lot better. And then finally, you can just copy this and take it to your AI coding agent for the next steps. We have seen over here that with the prompt that we generate, our AI coding agents are able to perform better in zero-shot attempts. And with minute few other changes, you can have most of your features ready. It also kind of results in lesser usage of input and output tokens overall compared to the normal run where you would plan separately with the agent. You go ahead and do that, and then finally the last piece of Brew.studio right now is this feature called as variants, where what we do is track all commits that are incoming into the project or your repository. We list down all your commits that are matching with any of the requirements. We help you identify that through the right metadatas. You can click any of the requirements over here to view the details. You will be able to again see an executive summary of the change the commit is bringing in. Brew is going to summarize this for you and help you understand how it looks, right? What the change is all about. Then you can further move on to understand what are the related requirements by clicking on this tab view. Once you click that, you will be able to see that all the requirement that is mapped over here. From that requirement, what does this commit actually cover? How does it really cover it? Like citations provided by the agent. You can also view the related code to understand where exactly this thing is implemented. Apart from that, it also kind of shows you what is not covered apart from what is just being covered, right? So with that, another thing that Brew also helps you identify is a drift over here. That is the expected behavior from the requirement versus the actual behavior from the commit that we are able to gather. This allows you to understand whether you want to allow such a drift or you want to kind of have a discussion with your teammates and maybe have a change in this commit. This is happening all in real time as soon as a pull request is created. So you can have your discussion with your teammate without making it too late in the cycle, right? We move ahead to the next tab, which is called as unplanned changes. We also kind of bring about changes in the commit that really was not spoken about in the initial requirement or the impact analysis that we generated. We talk about what those files are and what those changes entail. It could be a nice add-on that you want to maybe appreciate your teammate for, or it could be something that was not expected and has surprised you and maybe it warrants a discussion, right? Finally, we show you all the changes in the files that have been made. We are allowing you to filter them through each impact item that existed from before. And the agent also kind of creates citation on how it understands that this particular code implements the impact item that you were initially talking about. So that is the overall demo. We are on a mission to make engineering teams 10x productive. Please help us achieving our mission. Join us in this ambitious goal of ours. Thank you. Looking forward to meet you.